notary.
A notary? in the beauty salon?
And I'm a salon owner and cosmetologist.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So there's not a lot that she can't do, to be honest with you. She's very, very busy, but she's very, very talented. And I'm just so glad that she's my friend. That's what I'm very glad. So
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, y'all know how I am. I'm Kalandria Archie, and I am talking to you all today about taxes. It's tax season. I'm owner of First United Tax and Accounting. We have a location here in Clinton. We have a location in Pearl and in Yazoo City. We do not only just do taxes, we pretty much do a lot of financial advising, especially catering to small business owners. And so today, I want to first start with, because it's how to let's make 2019 be a success. So with that, a couple of tips so that you all can take advantage of that is basically taking action. All year round, we make plans. We discuss, we talk about what we want to do different in our businesses or what we want to add to our business. But a lot of times we do not implement those activities. We do a lot of talking about it. So basically, just actually taking action for a change. Investing in yourself. To have a successful business, you have to be willing to invest in yourself. If you do not want to invest in yourself, who else is going to want to invest in you? And basically, staying focused. There's going to be a lot of sacrifices, especially when you're just now starting a business. I know you mentioned that you're thinking about starting a business. Well, you're going to face the most difficult obstacles at that time. Financially, time-wise, just thinking about what is your starting point. And so with that, keep a journal. A journal would be your best friend. One thing it'll do is kind of keep you consistent. That was one of my flaws for myself, not being consistent. I get things done. I'm going to get it done now, but being inconsistent will hinder your business. But if you keep a journal and you set appointments and make dates and agendas for yourself, it'll make it much easier for you to follow. And you'll realize that you'll tackle many tasks by keeping a journal. And also read. A lot of business that we start, I never thought I'd be a tax consultant. I actually never thought I'd be a cosmetologist. My focus was nursing. But sometimes God has his ways of steering us in directions that he want to take us. So with that being said, a lot of studying and reading helps a whole lot when you begin getting into a business that is new to your lifestyle. Keeping yourself educated is very important. And I'm not just talking books, but actually networking with others that's in the business. If it's a business that you want to start, just like Selena, if she's a tax consultant and that's what I want to do, well, maybe I need to talk more with her versus the banker, about banking. And so networking is very important when you start a business. The benefits of being a business owner. Well, number one, we're going to be our own boss. Now, sometimes, even though you want to be a boss, every boss cannot manage. So you can be a business owner, but it does not mean that you have to actually manage your business. But the key factor is to find that right person to manage your business, because at the end of the day, they may walk in and see Lorraine, Britter, in the office, but at the end of the day, if there's anything negative or positive toward First United, focus on Kalandria, Selena, those that actually created that name. So it's very important that you be very mindful when you're choosing and selecting staff, when you're getting ready to open a business. This is my phone. Thank you. And also, in a business, on your own business, you actually make more money. Maybe not at the beginning, but eventually you'll make more money. And that reason, because when you start a job, you work for someone else, they give you a salary. They dictate when you get a raise. But if you own your own business, you give yourself a raise. It may take more work, more sleepless nights, a lot of dedication, but in the end, you still have control over your money. Now, everybody's not. I think what I have noticed these last couple of years is that everyone is opening a business, and especially since I started doing taxes. There's a tax office on every corner, and But the one thing about it is that a lot of people may do taxes, but they don't actually know taxes. So with that being said, there's never competition. Be your own competition, number one, in any business that you do. Because with that, if you spend most of your time watching what the next person is doing or how they're doing what they do, that's more time that you're losing from focusing on your own business, because what works for them may not work for you. Another thing is the freedom. You know, a lot of us are, as myself, a single parent. That's what steered me into the direction of being an entrepreneur, basically, being flexible with the children. So that's another key factor, a benefit of being your own boss, being an entrepreneur. And then if you're doing what's your passion, you feel better. A lot of us go to work, we're moping before we get there. If you get up and you vote before you get to work, it's time to make a change anyway, whether it's opening your own business or starting a new job. Because you're never, if it's something that you don't want to do and you're just doing it just for money, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be a good employee. And I tell people all the time when I go to drive-through, they be rude, and I stop and tell them, I did not fill out your application. If this is not what you want to do, you may want to think about doing something else, because if I'm spending my dollar, I expect excellent customer service, because that's the key in any business. You have to provide excellent customer service. And when I was flipping burgers, I was the best burger flipper. I've done a lot of everything in my lifetime, but in any position that you hold, make sure that you be your best at it. I tell a lot of people, they ask me, did you go to school, did you do this, how do you do all these businesses? And the first thing I tell them is that I was a great employee. And in every job that I had, I made sure I was the best employee at that job. I never complained about doing somebody else's job. That was a learning opportunity for me. And believe it or not, all those learning opportunities have made me to be the boss I am today. And that's why I have so many different, focuses as far as businesses, because once you get out into the world and you meet and network, different opportunities come about and you start to broaden your horizons. And also in business, I would tell anybody that even within your business, have more than one business. At First United Tax and Accounting, we do not just do taxes. We do bookkeeping, payroll, financial advising. We assist our clients with loan modifications for their homes. We do notary services. We even assist new and current business owners as far as taking the next step in their business. We do pretty much a little bit of everything. So even within that circle, we even implemented other areas to kind of keep business afloat, basically. Okay, do you have any questions so far about anything that I've said?
What are some of the benefits that someone who has a home business can have through taxes?
Of course, deductions.
What kind of deductions?
I was gonna get to that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna bag up just a little bit. I'm gonna touch on deductions. I was saying about as far as planning for your business, the researching, and all of that is for structure. If you have no structure within your business, it's bound to fail. Basically, you have to have structure within the business. And to start your business, whether it's a home-based business or mobile, online, any business, the first thing you want to do is, of course, come up with your name of your business, number one. But even with that, because starting your business, the first thing you want to do is start professional and also make it legal. And that's by obtaining an EIN number. That's an employee identification number that identifies your business, which separates your social from your business. And when you apply, you can either be an LLC, sole proprietor, corporation. And a lot of people have questions about what's the difference between an LLC and being a sole proprietor. Basically, when you're a sole proprietor, all legal aspects falls on you. You're basically equally responsible as your business. When the LLC separates you from the business. So those are your options when you're opening a business. And also you want to, location. You want to make sure that you choose the right location if you are starting a business. Location is very important as far as what type of business that you're opening. A lot lot of people right now are doing more online in home-based businesses. Credit, as far as building business credit, personal credit, credit is very important these days, especially when it comes to opening a business, because you need capital. And if you cannot obtain capital, when you first open, more than likely you have to obtain it personally. And then your personal credit will assist with helping you obtain business credit throughout. And so with that, I want to go into tax planning, and my main focus was deductions. Because we have a lot of clients that come in. Well, the three main issues that we go through being around tax season is most business entrepreneurs are not taking advantage of all the deductions that they actually qualify for. And for individuals or business owners or individuals that may contract out, they're not, sometimes have excessive deductions that has been done that were done incorrectly because they didn't know actually what deduction they actually qualified for. And so today what I'm going to do is kind of like let you all know a few tax secrets about what deduction that you do qualify for. One, I'm going to start with one, especially with lawn services. Any kind of lawn services, trucking companies, or anyone that has to purchase a large amount of equipment to start their business, you actually can qualify and deduct up to $500,000 in business equipment. And also track all your non-cash donations. Those are qualifications for deductions. As far as giving someone, now if you give a family member some money, that's not, you can't count that as a donation, actually. That's not a write-off. Keeping your receipts. Keeping your receipts is very important. As an individual, we can get audited just as any large corporation. Whether you do hair, cut trees, any business that you have, make sure you keep record of your receipts, law books, ledgers, that you can use bank statements, but bank statements are not always what the IRS use. They'll use it, but if you get audited, they want proof that you actually purchased those items. And so being organized is very important. Keeping records and being organized for your business. Your tax preparer or your account or CPA, they will have record for you, but it's important as an individual to keep it yourself. Keep copies for yourself at home. And so that goes back to a home-based business. If you use any area of your home, part of the light bill, part of any of the expenses, especially electrical expenses, and home office for its desk, anything that you use your computer, all that is write-offs and deductions for home-based business. Even your internet. If you use online services for your business, your internet is a write-off also. And also making quarterly payments. A lot of issues you run into with tax seasons is a lot of people go into tax debt because they are not paying their taxes. It is much easier and much cost efficient for you if you get with a tax preparer or a CPA, an individual, and pay your quarterly taxes in. It'll save you more money, and I guarantee you'd rather see $200 or $300 every now and then versus a couple thousand at one time that you have to pay during tax season. Also, when you own a business, you want to set aside at least 35 to 45% of your revenue, and that's going to assist you with paying for your taxes if you don't pay in quarterly taxes. It also keeps the business have capital versus having to, what that'll do is kind of prevent you from having to go get so many loans or credit cards, going into debt trying to run your business. So if you budget within yourself, it's your business, of course, but at the end of the day, you have to separate yourself from your business and kind of treat yourself as an employee. And if you do that, your business will be way much successful, because when you're in business, anything can happen. You say you have a studio where the camera breaks, things go out, you have to have money to replace that. And if you don't save or put that percentage aside, that's what leads us to the business in debt. A lot of business close down because they can't afford the payments when business gets slow. So that's another key factor. When you're paying your self-employed tax. So everybody will know, because a lot of people that file a Schedule C, any of y'all familiar with Schedule C's? When you file it in business owners? Okay. Well, with that, if you haven't paid in quarterly, you will be taxed 15.3% of your self-employed tax. And that's why if you have kids and you're wondering why you're not getting as much back as a refund, that's because they're going to tax it at that moment. And any questions while I'm speaking?
No, I have one.
Go ahead.
My mother owns her own business, and she uses my baby sister as an employee every now and then. Is there any way she could possibly use that on her taxes or write that off in any kind of way?
How old is your sister?
She is 16.
Okay, well, actually, that's a
probably
good question,
should.
because if you hire a family member, you actually save yourself from having to pay in FICA taxes. Everyone know what that is? It's Social Security and Medicare. And so, yes, so that does save a business owner if they hire a family member. You don't have to pay in those taxes. Any more questions? Okay, one more thing that I'm gonna touch base on during tax season from a lot of business owners: fees. Everyone asks about fees for business taxes, and the one question that we always get is, how much is it going to be to file my business tax? And my answer is always, it depends. And it does. It depends. No one return will ever be the same, especially a business owner. And so I always start at a basic fee. But you have to ask yourself, what have you done? Are you going to tote a big bag of receipts in the office to me? Have you filed your quarterly taxes? Have you done your mileage? Have you sent out your employees their 1099s? Have you done the W-2s? So we offer all those services. So when you're doing business taxes, it all depends on how organized you've been. How have you kept up your business? Or do you want me to take a day or two or a week to do 12 months of accounting and bookkeeping for you during tax season? And so that is why your fees can range at different rates during tax season. So that's one of the things a lot of business owners need to keep in mind when they visit their CPA, tax preparer, or whoever doing tax season, and they have questions regarding the fees. Any question regarding that, or any input? Okay. Also, with your tax returns, you want to make sure that you keep record for at least 3 years. But up to 6 years, if you ever get audited, now the IRS can go back anywhere between 6 and 10 years to audit your business. And they'll go back that far only if they have questioning about the amount of money that you're reporting, if you're not reporting all of your income. Other than that, you do want to make sure you have your record for at least 3 years. Anything else? Any more questions about that? Or who you can file or anything? I do want to talk about mileage because some things has changed with mileage. You can no longer file mileage for commuting to work, going back and forth to work. Mileage is only deductible if you're traveling for the job. And just to give you an example, if they ran out of paper and you use your personal vehicle to go to Office Depot to purchase a printer or paper, those mileage you can, deduct. But now they're requiring that your job, if you're doing it for your job, they're requiring that your job now actually reimburse employees that in their check. But you can deduct the gas on your own, the gas or change anything of that nature from your personal vehicle. Any questions about taxes? Another thing, a good month to start, you should do it every month, but a good time to start getting your tax papers ready for tax season for business owners would be October. If you're thinking about making any major purchases for your business for the following year, don't wait until January, February to make those purchases. Try and make them October, November, December so that you can use that as a deduction to save yourself on taxes for the next coming year. And that's pretty much it about taxes. Of course, right now, First United, we're open. And the government shutdown is partially over, but not all the way over. It will not affect taxes. It will not affect tax season. So everyone will get their refund or be able to pay them, of course. They always taking payments. They didn't shut down. Another thing, right now we're doing, and for anyone that you may know, we are doing advances up to $6,000 for the upcoming tax season, and that's offered up until February 28th. So if anyone needs some business income right now to get going for this year, you can come in and apply for an advance loan. We do give free consultations free estimates regarding as far as business planning and or your taxes. Also, we have 3 locations. I think I mentioned that earlier, in Yazoo, Pearl, and Clinton. And that's my business partner, of course, Selena Hunter. And we mostly handle the business accounts. And also, I just want to tell everyone, for me, being a single mom, and I think I own 4 or 5 businesses right now. I lose count sometimes. Sometimes you get 3-4 hours of sleep. But it pays off. If you love what you do, you won't really feel it. A lot of people ask me, how do you do it? And I'm a grandmother too. But the thing is that faith. It's faith and the power of tongue. It really works. Anything that you put your mind to, you can do it. I do not believe in excuses at all. Ask my kids. I don't believe in excuses at all. I see a lot of business owners that got started either before me or after me that a slow moment in business or encounter not a lot of support from friends and family, they shut their business down. Never let anyone, if you put your all into it, never let anyone dictate whether your business should be open or closed. If it's in your heart, you'll make a way. And if you make a way, God will make a way. I'm a living witness. He will make a way. So anytime that you, if it's your passion, keep doing it. Never give up. Reach out to others. It's a lot of things that we as business owners just do not know. We don't know when it's a slow moment how to take other revenues to keep business afloat, to keep the doors open. And so even being part of the WISE group is it's great because we find out a lot of input and insights about different business areas or even help for small businesses. Grants not available for everyone. Me and Selena, we haven't started any of our business with grants. The daycares, the tax offices, salon, none of that. Sometimes just take a great business partner, number one, or even if you're by yourself, great friends. And just being, just networking in every area, basically. We're licensed in all states. We don't just have clients here in Mississippi. I have them now as far as Las Vegas. Because when your name is good, that's the key thing. If you own a business, keep your name good. Your name matters. It rings bells everywhere. Support from family members and friends. Sometimes you're not going to get it, and that's fine. That's fine. Put your energy toward the ones that do give you support. And keep doing what you do. And you won't have to go even out looking for a customer. They'll come to you. So I want to just thank you all for having me today. I don't really plan what I'm going to say. I just kind of let it flow. But if you have any questions, I'm available. I'm not hard to find. I'm online everywhere. I'm public. I want to thank Lorraine for everything she's done. Like I say, it's very important to have key factor people around you when you're starting a business or when you have a business, because you're going to need that uplifting. You're going to need that motivation because it gets hard sometimes. But I just tell everyone, just keep going. It'll be all right. And thank you again.
Has RS opened up yet?
Huh?
Has RS opened up yet?
It's who?
RS.
Is RS open? Mm-hmm. The RS opens January 28th. So I want to mention that RS does open now January 28th. We do have a date. So everyone, file.